Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the CBSN Minnesota Morning Update. Welcome back. I guess I'm welcoming myself back after a couple days off. It's good to be with you today. The snow is coming down right in the middle of the morning drive. And, you know, there it is. Here's a look at 610, live at 7:34 this morning. This is the Maple Grove area. Lots of flashing lights as we had a spin out and a crash that happened in the center median. And give you a little, let me walk over the traffic computer, give you a little live look at the roads out there right now. Oh, man. Riley, this is how you know it's a snowstorm, right? When you see the traffic map covered with orange and yellow, that just means everyone is taking it really slow, which, you know, that's what you want to see when you click on the map. Let's just take a look and see. Yep, 10 miles an hour on the crosstown. Little crash down in that area. The white on my map means snow. More problems kind of in the way south metro. Another crash we're keeping an eye on down there. So, you know, there are some issues on the roads for sure. And it's, you know, there's that crash in the south metro, the traffic building right before that. Not a lot of snow, as you see in this live traffic picture, Riley, but it's enough, right, to make things rough.
Yeah, it's fairly light. The Twin Cities were kind of on the northern edge of the light snowfall. As you see the radar here, mainly Interstate 94 points south, seeing this move through. And again, it's about the timing to that morning commute. So you just want to allow yourself, you know, that extra time when you head out this morning. You can see the purplish blue tint there, Mankato, La Seur, toward Glencoe, Faribault, maybe heading toward Lakeville, and another batch around Dassel coming to the west side, too, of this light snowfall. So it's going to last here for the next several hours, I think, at least in the snow, light snow category. But you can see visibility is also a little bit low, too. With some fog mixed in with some of that snowfall. So just be aware of that. Here's a look downtown with that snow coming in too. Now, you can see visibility 2 miles, and that's going to be the main thing. It's cold too, 9 degrees. Expect maybe 1 to 2 inches for us out of this. So it's not a huge storm, but just enough that are making things slick out there, as you can see with those spin outs. Once we get into the early afternoon, about lunchtime, we'll start to see the snow tapering off for most areas. Southeastern parts of the viewing area, we'll see it last a little bit longer for us, but generally about that 2-inch mark for most places, especially south of the Twin Cities where that purplish blue tint is. Afternoon will be dry, though. Evening commute should be a little bit better there versus the morning with a high of about 20 degrees.
Okay. All right. Good stuff. And then we're keeping our eyes on Friday this week, too, right?
Yeah. Another one. Yep.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Thanks, Riley. Let's talk about mispronouncing words. Luckily for you, as a viewer of the CBSN Minnesota Morning Update, you've never heard a news professional mispronounce a word. My precision. Gosh, is there anything I'm known for more than my precision? But the U.S. Caption Company has found that apparently people around the country aren't doing this as well as we are. And so the most pronounced words, according to the Captioning Company, the people who type the live words that show up at the bottom of the screen, number one is Omicron. I just told my child that it's not Omnicron. He was adding the N, so I bet that's a common mispronunciation. How about this cryptocurrency? Take a look at your screen. How would you pronounce that word? Doggy coin? No, it's Dogecoin. Dogecoin. How about singer-songwriter Billie Eilish or Eagles center Jason Kelce? Those are both wrong. Billie Eilish, Jason Kelce. You can see what. First, who's saying Eagle? How often is Jason Kelce in the news? I don't know. So we are asking you this because there are certain words that people mispronounce. Is there a word that people mispronounce that drives you crazy? I'd love to hear like your number one mispronounced word. So share that in the comments of the WCCO TV Facebook page, and we'll share some comments coming up. State health officials taking some new steps to try and slow the spread of the new COVID variant. This comes as we're seeing our hospitals filled to the brink with COVID-19 patients. MDH says 98% of ICU beds are in use right now. And so to help that out, officials opening a 4th alternative care site in Hastings this week. National Guard response teams also starting their work inside a handful of long-term care sites today. There are 600 soldiers already working inside hospitals and testing sites. Governor also announced an initiative to recruit and train another 1,000 certified nursing assistants, hopes of getting them deployed across our hospitals by the end of next month. Big changes coming to public safety in the city of Minneapolis. The police chief said he is stepping down.
I have made the decision that I will not be accepting a new term as chief of the Minneapolis Police Department.
So that news from Chief Madera Arredondo after more than 3 decades of service as an officer. He's only been the chief since 2017. In his time, there was the police officer murder of George Floyd, the riots that followed, and then the conversation about restructuring police. Chief Arredondo will stay on until his contract is up in mid-January. Mayor Jacob Frey says he'll announce an interim chief later this week. Today marks 80 years since the bombing of Pearl Harbor. Survivors and veterans will observe a moment of silence at 7:55 this morning, Hawaii Standard Time. That's 11:55 our time, the minute the attack began. It was the beginning of America's involvement in World War II. More than 2,300 U.S. troops died in that attack. Minnesota will host a remembrance ceremony online at 7 tonight. Flags will be at half-staff across the country today to mark the anniversary. Tough weather in Hawaii as all this is happening. A strong storm with high winds, heavy rains just slamming Hawaii right now. CBS News checked. A Navy spokesperson said there's been no discussion of canceling today's remembrance. So storms have flooded parts of Oahu, the Big Island's highest peak, currently covered in snow. NASA announced its first new astronaut class in 4 years. Are you ready for a local tie? Local tie alert. A Minnesota native is one of the candidates. One of us is going to the moon. Or somewhere, we don't know. We hope. 10 men and women begin We're making it sound like it was like Larry from Minneapolis who was working in his family's shoe store, but now he's beginning training to the International Space Station. All right, so these are the 12 selected for more than 12,000 applicants, and the Minneapolis native was not working at his family's shoe store. In fact, Dr. Anil Menon is a lieutenant colonel in the U.S. Air Force. He was born and raised here. We don't have a lot of Air Force facilities, so presumably he left at age 18. He was SpaceX's first flight surgeon, helped launch the company's first humans to space. He served NASA as the crew flight surgeon. The dude's a surgeon. So any of us can grow up to be astronauts if, in fact, we're as smart as this guy. Pretty cool. Good for him. And good luck with this recruiting class. Very exciting. Foo Fighters. I don't know what to say about the Foo Fighters, right? Like, I love them. I love their music. The logic of this escapes me. So they were mad that the University of Minnesota wouldn't follow the Foo Fighters' COVID protocols for the outdoor concert at Huntington Bank Stadium. And so they said, we're out. Instead, they'll play at US Bank Stadium, which last I checked is indoors. So would you rather be at, this is an interesting question, would you rather be at an outdoor stadium with no COVID protocols or an indoor stadium where you have to show proof of vaccine? I don't know. Is there really a difference? I gotta be honest, I'd rather be outdoors with no protocols. That's me. Foo Fighters indoors tickets go on sale on Friday. I am not ashamed to admit that I would like to go to the Olivia Rodrigo concert. Is that creepy? Maybe. Am I too old to go to an Olivia Rodrigo concert? Yes, I think yes. There's an age where you're too old for this, right? Like, you can enjoy the music as I do. I did go see Taylor Swift in concert probably 7 or 8 years ago. But again, I was in my 30s. Now I'm in my mid-40s. Yeah, I just talked myself through it, and it's totally creepy. She will be at the Armory in Minneapolis on April 14th. Tickets go on sale this Friday at 10. Who's ready for one of America's most in-demand destinations? Huge news from budget airline Allegiant. For all of you who have been saying, you know what I need? Nonstop flights to Knoxville, Tennessee. Why can't I fly nonstop to Knoxville? It's the only thing I've been asking for out of this airport, and finally Allegiant has come through. Starting March 9th. You got to wait a bit. Yeah. Set off the fire hoses. We got a new route out of the airport. Allegiant. Cutting a blue ribbon for the flight to Knoxville. All right, good for them. One-way fares start as low as $49. Soon, Minnesotans are going to be able to go check this out. I'm excited about this. The way they build these ice castles is just captivating to watch. They're creating what most of us would want to avoid, which is essentially just massive ice dams. And it's cold enough that they can get it going. Isn't this crazy? It seems like it's another world in New Brighton. Crews started growing their icicles over the last couple of days because it got cold enough. And these are, I mean, we're calling them artisans. They call themselves artisans. I would guess that the actual people who do this work would eschew the word artisan because they pretty much are doing some of the toughest work that you can think of. Sub-zero temperatures shaping this stuff. So pretty cool. Ice castles under construction. Tickets on sale now. Let's talk about mispronouncing words. I can't wait to see. Oh, yes. Realtor. Is it Kimberly Bechtold says realtor. But I hear that a lot. Realtor. I'm going to call my realtor. But it's realtor. All right, that's good. This is kind of a nuclear situation. Oh, Michelle Miller doesn't like when people say gyro. So this is a tough one. I think the correct pronunciation is hero, like a hy sound, hero. But I think gyro is also acceptable. But euro is sort of I think the correct, more Greek-ish pronunciation. Thanks, Michelle. Yeah, gyro. Gyro makes me mad too. I don't like that. Cindy, I hate it when people say off 10. Oh, they say, instead of often, they say often. Yeah, they drop the T. Yeah, that is annoying. Thanks, Cindy. Shakopee and Owatonna. Yeah, the Minnesota Outsiders. Shakopee. It is funny, all of these Minnesota names that I think are so easy and obvious, and then you ask someone from out of state to say it, and you're like, oh, these are sort of difficult names. It is funny whenever Minnesotans are like, oh, man, I can't pronounce that name, you know, with people of various ethnicities. And you look at the things we have no problem saying, Minnetonka, Shakopee, Owatonna. It's like, you can say pretty much any name. Thanks, Suzanne. Becca has a friend who pronounced lanyard like Leonard. Leonard? Not so much annoying as hilarious. Becca, very good. Thank you. I would say for me, it's probably Darusha. That's my most annoying mispronunciation. It's Darusha, people. I've been saying it on TV for 18 years here in Minnesota. Just like the country, Darusha. Or, like, make a rush to join us for the CBSN Minnesota Morning Update at the same time tomorrow. Rush over to your computer screen and catch Darusha. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys tomorrow.